At 29 years old, I moved to Taiwan, accompanied by my husband and children. We loved living there, and one reason was because of the new experiences that we encountered daily. Our purpose for moving there was to evangelize and convert the locals to the Christian faith. We were missionaries to the non-believers, and our mission was to share the gospel with the hope that we could save the lost from spending an eternity in hell. Shortly after arriving, I saw a group of monks. They were wearing long robes and walking meditatively in a straight line, their shaved heads bowed with hands folded in front. My initial reaction as I watched the Buddhist monks was that they were the ones I had come to convert, the lost. This was an interesting experience for me and ignited in me a reflection on the vast number of religions in the world and the followers each have, and a thought that the religion in the world expands much further than the world I had grown up in. My decision to be a missionary had been in the making since I was a child. I was continually active in a Baptist church. All my activities growing up centered around the church. The greatest influence that led me to the decision to become a missionary was my involvement in a girls' club at church. This club met weekly and emphasized that being a missionary was one of the most dedicated callings one could have. This message resonated with me as a child, and at the age of 12, I dedicated my life to being a missionary when I grew up. This upbringing gave me practically no exposure and little teaching about other religions. My religious education discouraged exposure to and learning about other faiths, especially non-Western beliefs, such as those in Asia. I began to question the teachings of my religious upbringing. These questions continued for a number of years. As I reflected on the commitment of the Buddhists, whose beliefs were so foreign to me and vastly different than my beliefs, I realized their commitment really was not different from my own. After sharing this with a fellow missionary, she informed me that they were actually nuns, women followers of Buddhism, and not monks. As these nuns walked quietly down the road, they were the epitome of dedication. This was the faith of their childhood, the faith of their culture, one that defined their lives and connected them to their community. I began to embrace a thought I had not allowed myself to entertain. Every person has the right to their own beliefs. My reflection on these thoughts were reinforced by many experiences in Taiwan. Hearing music from the temple, which sat under a large banyan tree at the end of the street. Watching neighbors dutifully bowing while clasping glowing sticks of incense with folded hands. And feeling of admiration for the devotion of my neighbors, preparing tables in front of their homes with specially cooked foods, bowls of rice with chopsticks specifically placed along with fruit, tea, and other carefully chosen items. Items placed to remember and show honor to their ancestors. This revealing illuminated my thoughts and was instrumental in launching my journey into one of acceptance, an acceptance of change from my previous narrow view of religion into one that accepts that religion in the world expands much further than the world I had known. It began a transformation of my beliefs from narrow to broad, embracing a new outlook that faith can be different for each person. This path has been filled with questions and doubts, and while I am still on this journey, it has also brought peace, the realization that love, respect, and acceptance of others, regardless of their belief, defines the faith that I now value and embrace.